season, 14 is a big number, which means this is a big show. And we think a big show calls for a big name. And I'm willing to bet it doesn't get much bigger than Kelly Clarkson. Am I right? Yes. Before you get too excited, she's not here. I'm so sorry. I need to clarify that. But she has topped the Billboard chart. She has found success on The Voice. She's rocked Stadium of Fire down in Provo. We love her for that. Here at Studio 5, we always like to pause and acknowledge her role as wife and mother. That's part of her impressive resume as well. Well, it turns out we now have something in common with this music superstar. Today is our season 14 premiere, and it's also the premiere of her brand new talk show right here on KSL. So that seemed like a good reason to fire up some good girl talk with my new friend, Kelly Clarkson. Take a look.
3, 2, 1, and up on out it goes.
I've got this. We're gonna break some hearts tonight.
Heart and soul. An authentic girl with the gift of gab.
We love you, Kelly!
The set of the new Kelly Clarkson show reflects the host herself. Rustic wood, bright sunflowers, and splashes of color at every turn.
Okay, y'all have to laugh. I'm hilarious.
It was a perfect backdrop for a good girl chat, where I instantly felt at ease.
Scooch a little.
To the right? Thank you.
To the right. Everything you want. I like your toes.
Thank you. This is
Pink
all for you.
toes.
Sparkles.
All for you.
platinum.
That's a song.
And it seemed fitting to begin our interview with a song. Music, Kelly told me, is actually what gave her the confidence to take on this new show.
I am the oldest in an all-girl family, and my
Wow.
sisters are very jealous of me right now.
Do you have only sisters?
Only sisters.
That's a lot of estrogen,
My poor
ma'am.
dad, yes, hairspray, estrogen, all of it. But my 24-year-old sister, knowing I was coming here, said I would ask her if I had the chance, how does she find her confidence? Which I thought was a really profound question from a 24-year-old kind of trying to find her footing
Yeah.
to like a 50-year-old mom trying to be the matriarch of her family. How does Kelly Clarkson find her confidence?
I honestly think once a kid finds a passion and they feel like they're good at something and people kind of valuing that, it's not that I put all my eggs in the basket of, entertaining people or singing, but I was actually very shy and pretty much a wallflower before I started singing. I know it's hard to imagine.
Really?
Yeah, but then I started singing and being on stage and in drama and all that kind of stuff, and it really did bring out my personality, my character, and everything. So it just kind of 180'd, honestly. And I think because it wasn't very easy the whole time, like there's politics and, high school choirs just as much as there's politics in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like there's politics everywhere. So, I had just a perfect amount of hurdles placed in front of me my whole life. Not that I couldn't handle, but almost where I couldn't handle. And even in the industry. And I think I do really well when I have to push against something, because when people try to tell you who you should be, it almost forces you to figure out who you actually are. Especially in the beginning of my career, they'd try and force me to do things that weren't me. And I think out of all things, you should be believable. Like if you're an artist, like you want to be honest and raw, whatever that is, painter, sculptor, singer, actor, whatever that is, I think you have to be honest with yourself and not trying to be someone else. And you have to be okay with everybody not liking you. Like, everybody's not going to like you. They're not going to like your stuff. They're not going to like what you do. They're not going to like what you say, and that's okay. And I think you have to really let your ego go in that environment.
I want to know how motherhood fits into all of this. How does it fit in?
Precisely.
Perfectly.
Yeah. It's, I'm like, I started getting the mom guilt thing, like, probably around when my son was born, because he's the youngest of our 4, and it started kind of weighing heavily upon me because I didn't want to. I felt like I was missing things that I didn't want to miss, and then I had a conversation with my sister and my mother, and it was like, my mom was a single mom. Like, she worked so hard. Like, she had so many jobs. I was alone a lot as a kid, not because I felt abandoned or anything by her, just because that's how it had to be. Like, we had to pay bills.
Yeah.
So, and I turned out great. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't really feel guilty about it anymore.
Do you have a motherhood mantra? Do you have a phrase or kind of a guiding statement?
Just keep swimming.
Dory?
Dory.
Little Dory inspiration?
Just keep swimming. I literally have been in my bathroom, like, crying, not even going to the bathroom. I just needed a minute. And I was like, I was so emotional because it's like, schedules can get hectic. I just had my son, so I was kind of like, and I hate pumping milk. I hate all of it.
Let's just talk about that.
It was horrible. And
Thank you.
So I was just in my bed crying, and I literally to myself was like, just keep swimming. I was like,
when I say Kelly Clarkson, every woman I know says, I feel like she could be my best friend. And I'm gathering that's kind of the vibe of this show.
Very kind.
I want to know, what do you think makes a good girlfriend, Kelly?
Honesty. Like, you know, like I think that's the thing I love most. I mean, I'm surrounded by people that are probably too honest.
Dial it back.
Yeah, but we're all very honest with each other, and I think that's, I just don't have any time for anything else, you know? Because your friends are supposed to be the ones that tell you have a booger, or no, you don't look good in that, or you should change your hair, like, you know,
You
like
don't
all
have a
that
booger,
stuff.
you look
Yeah,
great in this.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Thank you.
That was such a treat for me. I really, really valued that conversation. Wasn't she fantastic? Just so down to earth and so real. I have to say we share somewhat different views on the working mom piece, but we do share an appreciation for that realness. And I loved what she said about how maintaining that real, down to earth attitude comes down to, you know, losing your ego. And it's one thing to think about ego when you're talking about a big celebrity like Kelly Clarkson, but it's just as easy for any of us to let that ego lead sometimes, right? So I thought that was great advice for even just, you know, everyday women in our everyday roles as sisters, wives, and mothers to leave the ego at the door and push forward. And I feel Kelly do that. I have to say, I think this is going to be a good show. I like to try to keep a pulse on our female audience and our female community. I think this is going to be one to watch, ladies. I think that show is going to be the good balance between heart and humor, which we all need a little bit more of. So anyway, the Kelly Clarkson Show premieres today at 3 p.m. on KSL. One to watch, I say, and definitely one to set your DVR for sure. All right.